Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
The foreign direct investments in Georgia amounted to $316 million in Q3 2023, according to the preliminary data from the National Statistics Office of Georgia. According to the document, foreign direct investments in Georgia in Q3 2023 down by 61.5% from the adjusted data of Q3 2022. Reduction of the amount of debt instruments and reinvestment are considered to be the main reason for the decline of foreign direct investments. Equity up 2.5% from the adjusted data of Q3 2022 and amounted to $590 million, and reinvestment was down by 30% from the adjusted data of Q3 2022 and amounted to $329.2 million. The United States was the major foreign direct investor country. The United Kingdom was the second, followed by Netherlands. The share of five largest investor countries is 58.7% of total investment. The largest share of foreign direct investments was registered in the financial and insurance activities sector in Q3 2022. Transport sector was the second, followed by the information and communication sector. The share of the five largest economic sectors is 77.3% of total investment. By the decision of National Bank of Georgia, advertising of loans secured by pensions is banned without the individual consent of the pensioners. In addition, the said change will apply to those pensioners whose sole income is pension or other state social allowance. By the decision of the National Bank, commercial banks will not be able to advertise pension-secured loans. So, share content that would offer a loan to customers on the basis of pension or other social payments. The purpose of change is protecting the so-called vulnerable groups from uniformed decision-making and debt burden. This will support the information of an environment favorable to consumers and introduce a high standard of protecting their rights. Georgian Education Minister Georgi Amilahwari announced during a briefing at the government administration that teachers' salaries will increase from 2024. The minister emphasized the government's commitment to improving the salary policy for teachers, stating that there has always been an increase of about 200% in teachers' salaries under the current administration. A new salary formula is being developed, and the minister assured that new policy would result in substantial salary increase for all teachers. Why from the 1st of July? Because it's necessary to switch the system to new salary policy, and this can be done during the academic year. Accordingly, as soon as the academic year ends, from the 1st of July, a new salary system will be implemented, noted Georgi Amilahwari. Irakli Garibashvili, Prime Minister of Georgia, met with Joshua Hook, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Department. Meeting led within the government administration was focused on discussion of the strategic partnership agenda between Georgia and United States of America, along with review of steps aimed at solidifying and deepening the current cooperation in various areas. Irakli Garibashvili and Joshua Hook discussed the progress achieved by Georgia towards EU integration. The visiting dignitary congratulated the head of the government on the positive decision of the European Commission recommending the status to the country. As the Prime Minister of Georgia noted, the ultimate positive decision is now expected from the European Council on granting the actual status of the EU candidate country to Georgia. According to him, EU integration is one of the key priorities of the foreign policy pursued by government of Georgia. The monetary and credit policy of National Bank of Georgia ensures price stability in the medium term, which will increase the stability of Georgian economy against potential shocks and contribute to the stable and long-term growth of the economy. Natia, the acting president of the National Bank, said while giving a report to the Finance and Budget Committee. According to her, inflation will remain at a low level in 2023 and it will stabilize at the target level of 3% in 2024. Low inflation is the result of lower inflationary expectations and decreased local inflation amid tight monetary policy. Also, during the last 1 year, the strengthening of lari exchange rate together with gradual reduction of effects of external shocks significantly contributed to the decrease of imported inflation and led to the decrease of total inflation, noted Natia. According to her, as of November 2023, total inflation is 0.1% and base inflation is 1.8%. According to the current macroeconomic forecast of the National Bank, until the end of 2023, inflation will remain below the target rate of 3%. Finally, in the medium term, inflation will stabilize around this 3% target. It's worth noting that the ratio of credit activity to GDP is lower than the trend. The Georgian Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Economy Levan Davitashvili stated that change in the commercial gas tariff will not cause a bread price rise. Davitashvili clarified that price change in the commercial part of gas, which is not a regulated tariff, depends on international petroleum product prices. This change does not directly affect the public but may have an indirect effect on inflation. Gas prices have seen fluctuations, and despite the current increase expected in January, there have been more significant reductions over the years, Davitashvili said. He assured the population that there are no preconditions for bread price rise. Large bread baking companies have special conditions and no other factors are prompting an increase in bread prices, including those tied to gas prices. The impact on inflation has been assessed as insignificant, the Vice Premier added. Natural gas price will increase for non-household customers in Tbilisi as well as in the regions from January 1, 2024. Tbilisi and regional gas distributor companies Tbilisi Energy and Sakar made relevant decisions. From January 1, 2024, the price of 1 cubic meter of natural gas for commercial customers of Sakar Georgia Gas and Sakor Gas will be 1.29 lari, including VAT. The natural gas tariff for commercial subscribers of Telavgaz will be set at 1.29 lari. The price of gas remains unchanged for those bread-producing companies which are included under the state wheat flour subsidy program. The household tariff set by the National Energy and Water Supply Regulatory Commission of Georgia also remains unchanged.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.